Hello. Oh my gosh, this lighting. It's crazy. Today is kind of funky. Chat E is taking place on Tuesday instead of our regular Sunday. Hi, Gio, how are you? Live is gonna be so much fun. You have no idea. Oh my goodness.
Ellie Hamburg, what are you doing?
My whole life has just gotten so much
How are
better.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
At least I can talk with you.
I know. Me too. Me too. So let me introduce you real quick, okay?
Please, okay.
So, hi everybody. Welcome to my next episode of Chat E. Chat E is an opportunity for young entrepreneurs and people that are doing really well in their field to just kind of hop on and share with you guys about what they're doing, how they stay motivated, and all of that jazz. My guest this evening, oh my gosh, you have no idea. So, this is Roberto Machedonio. How did I do?
Hey, you're really good. As always you do.
And Roberto is a friend that I actually made when I was living abroad in Spain. We randomly were both taking a day trip to Toledo on the same day. And my friend Pablo met his friend, and we all ended up hanging out all day. So we've been friends for a while, met in another country. He's actually in Madrid right now and is such a rock star and wanted to be on Chat E. So I'm so thrilled. And Roberto works as a journalist in Spain.
Yes.
When I was in Madrid, I actually had the opportunity to go with him to Telemadrid, and check out behind the scenes of the radio station, the TV production, and so many cool things that I'm interested in for my future. But he is an absolute rock star, and he's here to tell you all about what he's doing and what he's up to. How are you?
Very happy. I'm always that I'm talking with you. I'm happy. This day that you come with me to my work and you was on the TV station, it was one of my happiest days on my work. So I remember so kindly this day.
Oh my gosh, he was giving me this tour and I got to check everything out, and it was literally so cool. And I got to meet Nieves Herrera, is that her last name, correct? And I still am not fluent in Spanish. I'm practicing, but I'm not fluent. But I got to talk to her a little bit. And oh, you're just the best. I mean, you're just literally so kind. But she is a big deal in Madrid. She's a really, really big deal.
Yes.
So the experience was amazing. I'd never gotten to see anything like that. Saw the Spain's version of The View while they were recording it, pretty much, right? So
yes.
it was.
We don't have your hoster. How's her name? She's very famous here. Who hosts The View.
The View. I honestly don't even know all the people that are on it. I know Whoopi Goldberg, but I don't know who else.
Yes, Whoopi Goldberg. We don't have her, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's so cool. So it was quite an experience. But Roberto, I'm so happy that you're here. It's such a blessing that you're in my life and that we're friends and we've gotten to connect. Would you like to kind of give an introduction to yourself and just kind of what you're doing in your job?
Yes, well, you have mentioned my boss, Nieves Herrero. I actually have here 3 of her books. And the truth is that she is very a person very special in my life, because I started to study journalism because of her. When I was young, when I was almost a little boy, I used to go to see in her TV programs, and she used to tell me, you have to study journalism. That's what I did. And when I finished my degree, I started to work with her. So I can say that I am doing a dream come true.
Yeah, that's so cool. So, like we said, Nieves is a big deal in Spain. She's a big deal. So she's been on TV, right, on the radio, just like huge, and for a long time. So how, you said that she kind of inspired you. How did you meet her?
Well, I met her when I had, I think, 12 years old. I go to one of her TV programs as a part of her audience. And at the end of the program, she was like, why there is in this adult program, a little boy. So she started with talk with me, and
Ah,
I tell her that she inspired me, and at that moment our lives start to come together, and and she inspired me. She told me that I should study journalism, and I am working now with her. To your audience, who is Nieves? No, she's the only one journalist in Spain who has interviews several celebrities such Michael Jackson or
right.
Pope
I remember
Paul
that.
II. So she's very special in Spain, and I love her so much.
Yeah, she's like a big deal. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think of like in the United States who we would compare her to because she's on the radio, but she's also
yeah.
done TV too, or just the radio mostly.
She, in the most part of her career, have been on television, on
Okay.
a television channel called Antena 3,
Mm-hmm.
and especially in the 90s, she was a really important TV star. But in the last 4 or 5 years, she's doing a radio program on the
Right.
radio of this state where I actually work.
That was my next. Yeah.
So now her career is basically on the radio, and I am learning so much of her. And I actually think that as a journalist like her is so special, change her career on her age, because she has 60 years old, and
Right.
with that age she decided to change. I have to do a lot of television, and now I want to do radio, and I am going to learn how to do radio again, no? And that's what she's doing now.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. And I don't think I remembered or knew that you met her when you were 12. So that's so cool that she kind of like
Yeah,
has inspired you this whole way, and now
yeah.
you guys have connected the way you do. So when I got to visit Telemadrid, it was really awesome because Roberto was actually on the radio that
Uh-huh.
evening. So he had like a segment. So do you want to kind of talk about the kind of things that you would talk about when you were live on the radio?
This new season 2021, I'm going to start a segment so interesting. What I am doing now is visit all of the little towns here in the community of Madrid.
Oh,
And
really?
yes, and I am talking with the people who live there, with the mayor. So it's very beautiful to know all of the little town that we have here on Madrid. So 2 times every week, I do my report, my full report of everything that is a part of a little town. No? In 2 days, I am going to tell about Fresnedillas. That is a very little small town in the mountain, but it's so beautiful to tell with the people who
Sure.
live there, what they are doing for living, who is the mayor. It's a very beautiful job.
That's so cool. I mean,
Yes,
Madrid is a big place, and so for you to have the opportunity to explore it and like check out the different places that you've never seen, even though you live there, is really cool.
yes. It's really cool. When you were here, I think that you visit very different places and very different towns here in Madrid, right?
I feel like I didn't get to see as much of Madrid as much as I like was out and about. It's so
Yeah.
big. I would sometimes I'd start to recognize where I was, but then sometimes I would be like, okay, which neighborhood? Like, where am I? I feel like I didn't get to see as much of it as I wanted to.
That's why you have to come back again.
Oh, promise. As soon, so soon. I know, I know. I
Yeah,
wish I was back there now. I have some friends or people that I know that stayed
yeah.
who are still there this year. And whenever I see their stories, I get like teary eyed. Like, good for them for staying. It's amazing. It's the best place.
Yeah.
Everyone who hasn't been there should 100% go to Madrid and check it out. But yeah, I miss it so much. And I
Yeah.
miss you. Like I said, it's so great that we keep in contact and that we were able to do this.
Yes, we meet on a very weird situation,
Yeah,
but the truth is that we did a very a very an amazing relationship.
yeah.
Uh,
We've
so I'm
kept in
so happy.
contact and talked a lot.
Yes,
I know, such a random thing, but sometimes those are like the best
Yeah.
relationships to have.
And I actually think, Ellie, that maybe you don't think you are a journalist because it's not your job, maybe, but what you are doing tonight and with all of your talk is journalism. So I think you are a really good journalist.
Oh my gosh, you always say that to me, and I'm telling you, it makes me feel so good. I I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Um, yeah, you inspire me. You inspire me, and I
Oh,
think that all of the things that you're doing to reach out to people and learn about people and places and just like journalism in general is really cool.
yes, yes. Uh, Journalism is about to discover culture, discover
Yeah.
what is happening in the world, and
Mhm.
discover people. So that's what makes that this profession is more than a profession, is almost a lifestyle.
That was the word I was going to use too. Lifestyle. Yeah, yeah, and I think you found the perfect thing for you. And it's really cool that Robert is helping me a little bit. Our next conversation that we have is going to be in Spanish. We've talked about this, and your
Of
English is so
course,
awesome. But the fact that
sure.
you speak more than one language, you speak Italian also, correct?
You speak Italian?
You do, not me.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
So
But
go ahead.
we,
So
we
what languages do you speak?
I speak Italian because my father is from Italy. We were talking before do this live connection about how you should pronounce my second name, no?
Right,
So, and I ask you, you want to pronounce it in Spanish or in Italian, no?
right.
Which is the right way to say my second name. So Italian because of my father, and Spanish and a little bit English. You know that not very well, but I am trying.
No, your English is so good, and it's really awesome that you have learned a couple different languages because then you have the opportunity to get to know so many other
Yeah,
people. Even though
yeah.
English is like universal, but I think Spanish is becoming pretty common too. A lot of people in the United States speak Spanish.
Oh. Yes, a lot of people. I've never been there in the United States, but I think that there are some states like California where there are a lot of Latin community and
And
where actually people used to speak Spanish, right?
hmm it's different
Hmm.
in than like Spain Spanish. It's a little different, but yeah, they do.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And yes, Spanish is the second language more spoken in the world after Chinese.
Right.
So I have discovered it now. I've been in Mexico and I was thinking like, wow, I am in another part of the world talking with everyone on my own language. And that's beautiful. That's what you should think when you are on UK or Australia, for
Sure.
example.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What were you doing in Mexico?
Well, I have been there studying. I actually recommend people, especially people who like journalism or who would like to be a journalist, never stop to study. No? And I have been there in a radio station called MVS, the most listened station radio in Mexico, and they have like a program of
Mhm.
formation for young people who want to improve their experience on the radio.
Awesome.
That's where I have been doing, learning so much in this beautiful country.
Well, that's so cool. So you're also traveling, not just in
Yeah.
Madrid, but just got to go to Mexico to expand your experience, which is amazing, especially that you got to do that during a pandemic.
Yes, and this is a thing that made me think before do that trip, if it was the moment to do that. I I wasn't sure. I actually, I'm not sure right now if that was a right decision.
Right.
But the truth is that I have the approbation of my company where I work on the Madrid Telemadrid. They let me do that program of formation in Mexico. So I think that this opportunity I will never get again.
Right.
So I do that. I learn so much. I learn about journalism and about myself. That is actually most important, right?
The most important. Yep.
Yes.
And it helps you grow and become a better journalist.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you. And the pictures were amazing.
Yes, yes, yes. And they have another way to the journalism, not as we do here in Spain. And actually, it happened in every country. Each country have their way to the journalism, and that's beautiful too.
So cool. That's so cool. So you work with Telemadrid now and have
You
worked.
pronounce it so well.
Thank you. Thank you. I was practicing. I was like, I can't say tele. Like I can do it. Okay.
Telemadrid, yeah.
Thank you. So you've worked in both TV and radio.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
of the two, which one is your favorite and why?
Wow, that's a question similar to if I prefer my mom or my dad.
Ah, ah,
But I'm gonna try to choose one. The truth is that I start my career very, very young in a
right.
little local TV in the south of Spain, in the town of my mother in Andalusia. My mother is from Andalusia, from a little town called Sanlúcar de Barrameda. And there is a small TV station where I start with 11 years old doing some
That's
things, some
insane.
yes. That's that. I think now, and I think really it's crazy, but it's so beautiful how, as a child, I knew that I wanted to do that. So I go to that little TV station and I talk with the manager. And the most crazy thing is that he, Paco Oliva, let me do a TV show. You know? So this is so beautiful. And I start my career watching how television works,
Right.
and then I go to radio. The normal thing is start on radio and then go to television. I start in television, then go to radio, and then I have this year 2020, I have been doing a television program too. So it's very different. The truth is that it's very different how you have to do radio and how you have to do television. I think that radio is most difficult because
Mm-hmm.
your audience don't see anything, so you have to
Convince them and like
yes,
really, yeah.
you are the eyes of your audience. And television maybe is not it doesn't have this mystery of be blind,
Right.
but
That's a
but
good way to put it.
yes, but it's more dangerous television because you have a bigger audience. So if you do that wrong,
Yeah.
uh, well, you can be in trouble.
No, I agree. And when people watch TV, they
Yeah.
either like the show or they don't.
Yes.
But with the radio, it changed like, and then usually a television show has like a theme. So like each time it continues, you
Yes.
know? But like with the radio, each day you're talking about something different. It's like personality. It's like your personality when you
Yes.
talk. But on TV, you're pretending to be someone else.
And act in everybody used to seeing television,
Right.
but radio is only listened by the people who really loves radio. So
Yeah.
that's amazing because your audience in radio really love your program and love what you do. But in television, everybody seeing what you are doing. That can be great too, but I definitely think that I choose radio.
I mean, but that's all part of like you learning and experiencing, you know? And I think it's really, really cool that you've gotten to do both. And how old are you
Yes.
now?
And how old I am?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 23.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry to ask. I know sometimes people don't like. Okay, we're like the same age. That's what I thought. I'm 24, but yeah, you're so young and in such a short amount of time.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I've been lucky. That's the truth. I've been lucky because I have the opportunity to do a television program, a radio program, and that is not usual on my age.
No.
But as I told you, maybe because I start so pretty young, and because of my career connects
Yeah.
with the one of Nieves, who is for me like a professional mother. Maybe because of that things, I can say that I have done all of those things.
Yeah. No, definitely. Are either one of your parents, your mom or your dad, into journalism at all, or no?
No, no one of them, and actually they don't really used to watch TV. Uh, my mother, however, my mother is a good radio listener. She loves radio,
Hmm.
and maybe that make me loves more radio too, because I
That
have
makes sense.
the memory. I have the
Hmm.
memory of my mother listening radio when I was young. So maybe because of that, but no one of them actually, no one in my family works on media. So sometimes I say, and why I love that profession. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes sense and could be a big connection.
Yes, 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 yes.
I think that when I got to experience and see you on the radio, it was so awesome because I'd never seen the inside of a radio station. But also, even though I was still learning my Spanish and didn't understand everything, you have a voice. You know, it's like you wrote your article and you have a voice to like share your thoughts and your feelings, and like people trust you, and you were
Yeah.
in your element.
And that's so beautiful, right?
So beautiful. Yeah. You're in your element.
And Ellie, there in USA, people used to listen radio or not now.
There's some I listen to the radio in the morning in the car, but I
Great.
feel like it's a lot of because in like in Spain we use public transportation like the metro and everything, but everyone here drives in their car. So I think a lot of people listen in the car.
Okay, okay.
I
But
listen in the morning, but
the radio,
I think it just depends on how old people are, like age.
yes, it's like it is becoming a vintage
Yeah,
media,
like
right?
yeah, just like not as popular maybe.
Yes, yes, but it's beautiful. And yes, radio, TV, newspaper, every way of information is blessed. So we
Agreed.
have to conserve it, and we have to fight against fake news in this 2021, because it's the responsibility of journalists to do a good journalism, because journalism around the world is in crisis. So we have
True.
to work now harder than ever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. But the thing is, you are the people who dive deep and find everyone else the answers
Yes,
that we
that
need.
yes, that's incredible. That's the responsibility that have our job.
Yep,
A lot of journalists works on entertainment, which is great too,
true.
but those ones uh, those one who work on information are working with a very sensibility thing
Right.
that is the truth. So
Yeah.
we have the responsibility to bring the truth to the audience, no?
Yep.
And this is so exciting.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So in the United States, there has
Mhm.
been a lot going on with the new president being elected and with coronavirus and just all of those things. So, as a journalist in Spain, do you learn a lot about what's going on in other countries, whether it be the United States or China, or other parts of Europe or wherever, anywhere in the world? Do you feel like as a journalist, you hear a lot about other countries in a different way than we would? Does that make sense?
Especially about the United States, because I think that here journalists we are always looking on what is happening in your country. Really,
Right.
is maybe the country with more attention
Yeah.
of from the Spanish journalists.
Right.
So yes, we are looking so much with very with very passion with what is happening in your
Yeah.
country, especially in the last months with the controversial election that have been there.
Right. Hmm.
So we are very interested on what is happening in your country always.
Okay. And there's always something.
There's always something, yes, but that's beautiful because a huge country as your uh, uh, is a generation, is a country who is alive and is always giving us news. So
Yeah.
that's amazing for a journalist.
No, definitely. Some of the students that I worked with in Madrid,
Yes.
like things would happen in the United States, and right away they would like tell me about it the next day, or they first thing they'd say, "So Donald Trump," and I was like, "What? No."
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I am I am gonna give you an example. If I ask anyone on the street, anyone, the first person I see on the street, if I ask him for the president of the United States, he will know that is Donald Trump. But if
Everyone.
I ask anyone for the president of Portugal, who is next to Spain, maybe he don't know who he is. No, so that's
I don't
a
know.
very simple example, Antonio Costa. But that's a
Antonio
very
Costa.
simple example about the attention that Spanish media have on the United States. It's normal. It's the first country in the world right now economically, so
Right.
it's normal.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, it makes sense because the United States is so big, and like there's always
Yes,
something going on. It's like the whole world hears about it.
you know that here in Europe we have small countries. If we compare with US, with Canada, Mexico, Russia,
Mm-hmm.
so we are practically, the US is have the extension of Europe. So that's crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There are a lot of Americans,
So many Americans.
and
There's a
that's cool.
lot,
I
and
love
they
that.
all.
I love your country and your people.
Yes, I can't wait until you come here and visit. I'll show you around my area
Yeah.
and then wherever else you want to go.
I have a friend, and I want to introduce you this friend who actually is correspondent on the White House. And yes, he worked for a radio in Mexico and for a TV channel here in Spain. He's correspondent there in the White House, and I saw her next to Donald Trump, and he's a very very good journalist. I want to introduce you him.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. That'd be awesome. I would love to. And
Yeah.
I don't live that far from DC. I live like 45 minutes, so very
You
close.
live? Where do you live, Ellie? Can we say that on your Instagram or maybe not?
Yes, yes. I live in Maryland, so it's like 45 minutes. Where I live in Maryland is like 45 minutes from the White House.
Okay.
So not
Oh,
very far.
not very far, right? When will Biden take
The
the
office,
president? Yes.
it's January 21st, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
soon. Yeah.
We are waiting that here in Spain.
We are
Immediately.
waiting for that here too. We are
More
waiting
than
for that
us.
here too.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. It'll be good. We are ready for change, so it'll be really good.
Yes. Hope so.
What were you gonna say?
I hope so. I hope. I hope the United States will be always fine, because actually our relationship with the United States, on a diplomatic way, have been always very very kind and very close. So for us, for Spain, is very important what happened in your country. We have here in Spain military bases of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
3 months. So we
I
have
didn't
a
know
very
that.
good relationship with your country. What?
I didn't know that there's 3 military bases in Spain.
Yes, there are here 3 military bases of U.S. Army in Spain. So actually, that's an American territory here in Spain, like little towns, little military towns. I cannot go there because I am not American, but
Interesting. I didn't know that.
yes, this is because of our good diplomatic relations.
I think we will do great. I think good things are to come. We are going to get out of this
I'm sure.
pandemic and everything. We'll be able to come back to Madrid. You can come back to you can
Yes.
come to the United States, and it will be wonderful.
I will love do radio with you.
Huh?
I will love to do radio with you.
Oh my gosh, we are going to figure it out. That would be so cool.
Yes, we have to do a radio show.
I'd be so happy. I mean, if I become, I just need to practice my Spanish too, though. I think that's like the biggest thing that'll hold me back right now, just so I can do both, you know, and then it will be so good.
Yes, yes, but I think you are learning Spanish.
I'm practicing. It's definitely harder here because not like most people here speak English, even if they speak Spanish too in general. Even two of my best friends are fluent in Spanish. But then with me, like we speak English. So I just need to practice more.
When you want,
Three of
I
my
can
best friends.
teach you, of course.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So working in media and with both radio and television, what would you say is the biggest challenge?
In the future,
No, just like what makes it hard?
yes.
Very
I
difficult.
think,
Like
yes, I think the hard thing of work in media is that journalists, um, the most important thing on their lives is what is happening in the world. What does it mean? It means that here in Spain now is 2:30 a.m. So if now there is an important news, I have to go there as a journalist. So this is hard. But the truth is that journalists love that. So it's
it's a rush.
yes, it's a hate-love relationship with the profession that makes it very hard. And sometimes your friends don't understand that you will not go to dinner with them because there is breaking news. But it happens, as in the journalist movies. It happens.
Yeah.
It is true. When there is a breaking news, you have to stay more time because you have to. And we go again to the same idea. You have to give to people the truth. So you have to be every time informed, and this is so crazy sometimes, but it's beautiful too.
I think that's so cool.
Yes,
So cool.
it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like that's hard if they're waking you up super late. Thank you again for being here right now at this time. In Spain it is 2:30 a.m. And I told him we
Yes, but
could do it at 2 in the afternoon for me, so it could be 8 for him. He said, "No, it's okay, Ellie. You
it's
are
okay.
a true journalist."
You can see how we are, right? If I have to be in at 2:30 a.m., I will be there for your audience.
I love it. No, thank you so much. It's the best.
It's an honor.
Um so for your future in
Mm.
journalism, would what are your goals? Like would you like to continue working with Telemadrid, or do you want to have your own show, or what?
Wow, that's an amazing question because I think that I I have a dream I've never be able to do, which is go to another country who really needs to improve their voice, a country on war or a country full of poverty. Those are the countries that more than anyone needs journalism, because some of them are countries where there are no human rights, and they need people who demand for that, and who tell to the world the truth and what is happening there. So this is maybe a dream. I would love to go to any country who needs me as a journalist to tell what is happening there. That's my goal.
You are amazing. You've never told me that, but that's amazing. And
Yeah,
that's what the world needs is people that care enough to be like, "Hey, you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have a voice, but
yeah,
I'm here to make it happen."
that's exactly what I would love to do, because every country needs journalism. Here in Spain, of course, US, everyone. But there are some of them where doesn't exist free newspapers.
Right.
So this is so crazy. This is horrible. And my goal maybe will be go to there and give there a voice.
That's amazing.
That's cool. Yes, I hope
I
to do
am
that someday.
You will. You will. You
I
will.
hope so, Ellie. We have to go together.
Oh my, please take me everywhere. I will come with
Of
you
course.
and I will take you.
Of
Oh my
course.
gosh, that would be so cool. That just made me so happy.
Me too. Yes, it's hard. It should be very difficult. I actually 1 year ago, I was with the Spanish Army
Mm-hmm.
3 days like it was like training for war journalists, and we were 3 days with the Spanish Army, and
Mm-hmm.
we did simulations of war situations,
Oh.
and in a war, how should a journalist
Excuse me.
work.
What?
So it was an amazing experience. I learned so much
Excuse
from
me.
our soldiers, and they teach me if someday I will go to a war, how should I work as a journalist. So this was an amazing experience.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I didn't know you did that
Yes, that
either.
was amazing. That was amazing.
Excuse me, sorry. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I had to sneeze like right when you're talking. Sorry. Um, no, that's awesome. And
Yes.
you've had every kind of experience.
Well, that was maybe one of the most shockings.
Yeah.
I was with my boss actually in Toledo, where is the
Where we
what?
met.
Yes, in Toledo, where we met exactly. And they dressed me as a soldier. I'm gonna send you later a picture. A
Yeah,
picture. Yes.
that'd be so cool. I think that it's really awesome. I'm taking a note from what you said. Um, I think that a lot of people, when they think of journalists,
Yes.
they think of people that might be a little sneaky or like, I don't know. Sometimes when I think of journalism, I think of like paparazzi, right? So for people
Yeah.
that are famous and they're trying to find all the gossip. But everything that you're saying shows so many good things about journalism, and that like you're not just going to try and like invade people's privacy, you're going to tell the
More.
truth and to share exciting things and to have a voice for other people.
Exactly, exactly. We have to respect people' rights, and people famous.
Yeah,
They also have a privacy. But the most important thing is not what famous are doing. This is entertainment. This is not real information. Some
right.
media give it
True.
as information. They say like Mariah Carey had, I don't know,
Right.
and sometimes in the news we saw information that is not relevant. So we also, as a journalist, have to fight against it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You
I don't
guys.
like paparazzis.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
respect them so much because
Right.
it's a very hard work, and I recognize that paparazzis are very time working,
Yeah.
following a famous. I mean, it's a hard work, but I believe in another kind of journalism.
And I think you believe in a really good kind of journalism.
Who knows? I think so too.
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Well, Roberto, do you have any tips for anybody that is interested in getting into journalism or media?
Think it again. No, if someone wants to introduce to journalism to media, my advice is work, work, and work again, because it's a very hard profession,
Yep.
and don't never stop to study. Uh, it's a profession that needs so much of you. You have to give everything to the truth, to your company, to your media.
Right.
So the only one thing you have to do is work, work, and work again.
Yeah.
Don't think about fame. This is not journalism. This is what we were talking about, paparazzi, etc. But journalism is about tell the people the truth, and the journalists have the power to give the people the truth information, and that's amazing. But to do that, you have to work so hard. So that's my only one advice: to work and work and work again.
It's
That,
good because
that's the only thing I do, work so much.
no, but I appreciate your honesty because through the things that you're saying, it's clear that journalism is important to you.
Of course.
And that you love it, but
Yes.
you're also not like lying and saying, hey, it's really easy. You're just preparing people that it's hard.
Yes,
But
it's
you can
hard.
do it.
I love that profession. Journalism give sense to my life.
Yeah.
All of I do is because of journalism. All of I have, I am who I am because of what I have doing on my company, on my work. So it's a very important part of my life. But the truth is that it's not an easy profession. It's
No.
hard, but it's also beautiful. So if someone someday, only one day, work as a journalist, I'm sure that she will always uh, be in love on on that profession. So it's so amazing to do that job. I think it's the most beautiful job I ever knew, and but it's so hard. That's the truth. We have to work so much sometimes.
Yeah, I love that you love it.
Yes, and you too. I know that you too.
Yeah, every time we talk, he's like, you're going to be a journalist.
Because I really think so. I think you're so talented for that.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Once I'm serious, we'll practice the my Spanish, and then we'll do some kind of cool like bilingual something.
Ah, yes, I will love that.
That
A
would be so cool.
podcast.
And I feel like a lot of people would benefit. A lot of
Yes,
people would really like that, both in the
I
United States and in Spain.
exactly. I would love to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
We'll plan it. We'll plan it. Do
yes,
you do you have any you said you want for your future to go to different places and be the voice. So
yes.
have you thought of like a name that you would want to call that business or not yet? I was just
Wow,
thinking
not
about it.
yet. Not yet. And I am so bad thinking on names.
I know it's hard. It's really hard.
It's really hard. So I've never think about that. But I'm gonna think now this night on the name. I'm
Okay.
gonna send you some options.
Okay. And are you still working on your podcast
Well,
or blog? Blog?
yes, during the days I've been in Mexico, and with all of the things I was learning on MVS radio there, and all of the culture I was watching there, all of the art, the music, the people beautiful that lives there, I've do a podcast called Un Español en and Spanish on, and you can find that in Spotify. But the truth is that I'm a Spanish podcast, but have been a very beautiful experience.
Yeah.
And as my Mexico travel finished, the podcast finished too. But we will do another, I'm sure.
But you can still find it even if you're not recording anymore. People can still listen.
What, Ellie?
Even if you're not recording more episodes, people can
Yes,
still listen on
yes,
Spotify.
yes. It's on Spotify, on Apple iTunes, so they can find it and listen to that anytime because it's there to the eternity.
Yeah, wonderful, perfect. So,
Yeah.
when we're all finished, I'm going to put your like Instagram and stuff if you want for people to reach out if they want to talk or have any questions.
Of,
What would be the best place for people to find you?
on the internet.
Yeah, like do you want to do Instagram or do you have a website or we could do the podcast?
Yeah, I think Instagram is the best way because everything I do, I post on
Okay,
Instagram. So
perfect.
they will find some works I've done to Telemadrid and the Madrid CNN, Univision. Univision that actually is a US channel, I think, and Spanish US channel called Univision. And I have do some things to them, and you can check it on my Instagram too.
Perfect.
So I have all of my work there.
Yes, and
Not
then
all, a huge part.
perfect. And then what is the name of your podcast again?
Un español en.
Un español en.
Yes, in
Okay.
Mexico, and you can find Ellie. You sound like a Madrilean person. You have a very good Spanish accent.
One time I was in Madrid, I was at the bar with some friends for my birthday. And I was just speaking Spanish, like having such a good time. And someone asked me if I was from Madrid, and I was like, "Are you joking?" I don't know, because there's a lot of people with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yes, but
I was
here
like,
in Madrid, a lot of people with blue eyes. You think so?
at the school that I worked at, there was like I probably in my class I had like six.
Okay,
That's
okay.
kind of a
Yeah,
lot. I would.
yeah. But we see blue eyes like a very American signal. Like you look so American.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, no.
Yeah. And you are so proud of it. That's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. But I would
Of course.
also. It's so fun and great to be a part of another culture too.
Yeah. Will you be able to live here in Madrid, or is not a city to live, maybe, for you?
I have to figure it out because if I'm not like working at a school, I have to figure out my visa.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I want to come back for at least a few months. So I think I'll get like a Airbnb or something and just stay like a long-term one and then figure it out. And if I want to stay, then I'll figure it out. But I don't know yet.
You have to come back to do our podcast.
I know. Well, let's start planning it so then it's official. And then there's no choice. I
Yes,
have responsibilities and
yes.
obligations.
And you have to see Nieves again and to go to Telemadrid again.
Oh my gosh, and I'll speak with her. I'll speak with her in Spanish this time, and
Yeah,
she
a
won't
little
laugh at
bit,
me.
right?
I tried last time, and she was like,
Yes. But she really appreciate you too, I'm sure.
"Okay, Roberto, thank you so much for doing this with me. You are such an awesome friend and an inspiration, and your enthusiasm for journalism is great. And I love you and adore you, and I'm so glad that we met."
Thank you, Ellie. You know, I love you too, and I will be waiting for you in Spain to do our podcast and a lot of stuff because you are so talented,
You are
and
so talented.
you will be a journalist. You don't know it now, but you will be a journalist, I'm sure.
And you will get all the credit, even though you're gonna be like, no, I will make sure to say Roberto Machedonio told me from the beginning that
Thank
was
you
my
very
career
much.
path.
Thank you so much, Ellie Hammer.
Have
I
a
really
wonderful
admire
night.
you. I love you.
I love you
I love
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye.